So, you guys seen earlier, we posted a video, we were coming to Ring Brothers. So I got to come meet these guys for the first time. This is Hunter Ring.
Good to meet you, James.
We've actually been here for a while. Coolest fucking, this is one of the coolest visits we've ever done, ever. So, we're kind of, we've tore up so much of his time, he's got to get back to work, but I want to show you guys some of the products that they sell. That is unbelievable. It's first time here that are not familiar with who Ring Brothers are, which I don't even know how that's possible in the automotive world, but you can go to, you can Google the name Ring Brothers, or you can go to their website,
www.ringbrothers.com.
and they've got all the cars that they built. They build, you guys will just have to go look, because it's next level stuff. I mean, these cars they build, and we've been looking at some of these cars that they're building now that you can't see, but the thought that these guys put into these cars is just fucking incredible. Makes a guy like me feel like I'm fucking working underneath a fucking shade tree with a fucking come along. So, that is the steering wheel for the Chevy 2. You guys remember when I said when I put the Nova together this time, it's going to be nicer than it ever was, and that's what prompted us to call Ring Brothers, because I want that Chevy 2 to have the best of everything and still be fast. That's the steering wheel Stacy picked. And if you look right in the center, will it show up?
I'm supposed to picture of it.
It says right here, grip and rip. This is their Mustang steering wheel.
We actually took the horn button out of this one and put it into Reaper.
And that is a crushed carbon.
Yeah, this is a crushed carbon hoop. It's a little bit of newer carbon styling.
And tell them real quick about the fact that if you want to change this.
Yep, so when somebody goes to order one of these, they're technically buying the center. So you could either get kind of the Mustang or the Hold center, or which we call Patriarch, or the Murph, which is the center that you guys got. And then you could select upon purchase which type of hoop you would be looking to purchase. And it's all incorporated in the cost. It's no extra charge for switching it out for anyone. And then over here are some of our other items. These are kind of more of our flagship. Our hood hinges were the first inventors of the billet hood hinges. This being actually one of the very first ones. Gone through a couple of design changes now, but this one's for a 67 to a 70 Mustang.
I'll show you guys something. And don't get me wrong, I understand that Ring Brothers, there's a lot of other products out there that are still good products. Ring Brothers is low volume, mega super high quality. So when you get their stuff, you're not buying the cheapest by no means, but you are buying the absolute best. And I'll show you guys later, just like this hinge. Hold that hinge as hard as you can. Take any other hinge and do that. I promise you, I could not move anything about that hinge. You take any other hinges, not saying those hinges are junk, it's just what you want. If you want the best, that hinge right there is actually, you can see the bushings, everything about it was of top quality. I mean, that's, you know what I was trying to show them?
Yep.
Where you take the other ones and you can roll them back and forth, and you have to push the hood in sometimes when you shut it. And for my Chevy 2, and I run the other stuff on other cars, but for my Chevy 2, you guys know how special that car is to me. This is the stuff I wanted. I wanted Ring Brothers stuff on my car.
And we're 100% USA. We do all the designing and CNC actually in this building, along with the assembly, and every piece that we source is USA made. All the way down to our carbon we actually produce actually local to us. It's not here in the facility, but it is local to us.
So,
and here's something that you can kind of get a little sneak peek of. This is actually going to be something that's going on one of our custom builds that we're doing. That'll
It's
be
super
probably a
badass.
SEMA
We can't
one.
show you.
Yep. And nor can we really tell you much about it, but just to give you a show, all the thought that goes into it, even though this might be sanded and painted, it's good enough right out of the machine that could be thrown onto a car. And that's something that, as a company, we are super proud of and what we feel stands us apart from other manufacturers.
And there's an identical one to this over here that 90% of the people wouldn't notice the flaws that's over in the scrap bin.
Yep.
Right.
Because if it's not perfect, they don't let it go out. And after meeting all these guys and looking at what they do, what here? Now I'm gonna have to be.
Go for it.
I did not appreciate this door handle
Yep.
as much as I did when I'm sitting here looking at it.
Yep.
Because a picture on the fucking internet does this no justice
Photos
whatsoever.
don't do a lot of our products justice.
No.
I
they
mean,
don't.
guys, I mean, this is all the stuff that I ordered for my Nova, that they're doing for my Nova. But you don't see this. This is another, look at this.
Yep, it's a whole nother piece that's
A
actually
whole nother piece that
removable.
bolts in. And look at the
Some people
detail.
actually paint it to make it a custom strip of their own handle.
The detail in this stuff. Like I said, when I pulled out of the Del Mingo, I'm like, oh, fuck, wow. Something as simple as that rocker switch. But look, how many rocker switches do you see that's got a actual button head in it that's machined? And look here, where they machined it out. Right down to a shifter handle.
And those are adjustable, so somebody could keep it from a straight shifter to a throwback or whatever style or angle that they want.
That's cool.
And then these are another products that we're super proud of, which are carbon mirrors. They have a fully integrated mechanical motor, so you can adjust the mirror in any tilt or angle that you're looking to do.
Very nice.
I'm just partial to the stuff that I got coming. So this is the mirrors. These are the mirrors we're putting on the Chevy too. And here's the other part I like about what they put their name on it to where you know that you got Ring Brothers stuff, but they put it in there in such a subtle way that it doesn't. There's a lot of manufacturers that turn around and put their name so big on it, you're like, man, dude, I wanted to buy. I mean, I know that sounds, that kind of sounds quirky for somebody like me, but I mean, the fact that that's so subtle and it all blends in with it. But look at that mirror. The quality, and like I said, their website does not do this shit justice because I wanted this stuff looking at a picture. Now I'm just wanting to take it backwards.
And the red tab on here is paintable,
Yep.
so it can match,
Yep. You
coordinate
can
with
get
your
it to
car.
match any of the accents of your car. And what you don't really realize from the video is we actually pulled products directly off of our
Yes.
inventory shelf. So it's not like they got to see like our show quality, whatever. It was literally boxes
From the box.
I
that are
had him
sitting
got.
around the corner because we got to box it back up when we're done with it.
Yeah. That I mean, that's literally. I said, grab me this and grab that, and I just want to show some of the people because, like I said, I didn't even realize till I looked at this mirror earlier for the first time and not seeing pictures. Website pictures don't do this shit any justice at all. None.
It's way too difficult to even encapsulate into a photo.
Yes.
It's
But here's the other cool part.
This is actually what's in the
Oh.
CNC machine over there.
Yep, and it's a product you guys got to see a little bit earlier as like a sneak peek for one of our upcoming SEMA builds.
So everything here is designed and made right here. This isn't something that is outsourced. They do all their own design work. They create this. We'll show you on the way out. They take a block of fucking aluminum and these are the products that you end up with.
Yep.
They've got two guys here. He's the newest guy. But that's what they do. They design this, and more than anything, when they build these cars, these are one-off cars that I guess that's how this started.
Pretty
Was
much.
you guys building this stuff for a certain car,
Yep.
and then just started, probably
we
because
actually
everybody
kinda
wanting them.
started with Mustangs, and over the years, for a long while, they were actually known as just Mustang builders. And since then, we've gotten a couple owners that have allowed us to diversify, even down to right now we're working on some stuff that like people would never have pictured Ring Brothers doing, which again I can't.
Boy, there's one that
speak to yet,
there's one that you would never in a million years
Yep.
put that Ring Brothers in that particular car, and that is going to be
It's
one.
gonna be beautiful.
That
And
is
we
gonna
really
be-
try to leverage all of the technology out there today. Like we do a lot of 3D scanning, a lot of our custom builds. We do 3D printing so that we can print things in full scale, see how they'll work, and actually the fab guys will use those 3D prints to figure out how to get it to shape so that while they're shaping it, we can be cutting the final design. So we really
And-
try to utilize everything out there.
Gosh.
Yeah, these are those
We
tips.
show this, right?
Yeah, go for it.
So this is a phenomenal idea that they came up with. This is actually a tip to a car that's actually the end of it. Now imagine that coming through a rear of a lamp. Or if you really didn't like that, oh, the other one's not here, is
It's
it?
not machined yet. So what
Okay.
the third piece of this is actually the exhaust tip. The reason for the backing is so that we could actually, because this is actually stainless, so we want to be able to weld that on and then bolt on our tips and not have to worry about realigning it afterwards. So that's kind of the reason why I went with this whole three-piece design, to give us the adaptability of changing things as we kind of.
And you can
make it
change
work
the
for
design.
customers.
They have another one that's designed a little bit different. It's really, it's kind of subtle how different it, but looks totally different. So they could actually, on both, and I think there's even some talk of you guys starting to make these as exhaust couplers,
Yep, probably.
because that V-band clamps are cool, and the fact that when you put them on exhaust on a lowered car, you lose 1 inch of ride height. That's going to drag off. That's a brilliant idea. So they were talking about maybe producing these where you weld them on the exhaust, like onto a header, and literally bolt it together. And that's nice and low profile too. But it is amazing that you start with this to end up with those products. And it truly is amazing how they do this. And these guys' attention to detail, I've been to a lot of shops. You guys know, you've been there with me. I'm probably the most impressed with this shop than any shop I've ever been to.
Thank you.
And I've been to some really, really badass shops.